Let's talk about
sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex.
Outro.
If you use any of this, I'm
This is going to be used.
No.
Yes. Hi, and welcome back to Basic Bananas TV. Today we're going to talk about sex. Idea sex. What does that mean? So basically, this is a concept that we got from James Altucher. Little shout out to James here. And what it means is that you take two ideas that could be completely different, you make them have sex, and then sometimes a really cool baby comes out, and the baby could be a really great idea. Why is this important, and why would you think about idea sex? Because all the great marketing and the best campaigns in terms of marketing your business are based on great ideas. And so it's really important that you come up with great ideas.
And so the concept of idea sex, not only is it about creating really great ideas, but it also prevents you from being the same as everybody else in the industry, because sometimes it's really easy to get sort of caught up in a bit of a movement when you're looking at all your competition and everyone's doing the same thing. You kind of get, I don't know, on this track of following that thing, and you don't want to do that, because if you want your message to stand out, which is what marketing's there to do, if you want your product, your business or your service to really stand out, you want it to be fresh and innovative. And idea sex is really good at doing that, because it gets you to start looking at other areas to pull in and create new ideas. So what would be some really good examples of that?
So we obviously have different examples that we can give you, but one that I will give you quickly is a concept and a project that Susanne and I are working on, and it's called Impactors. I'll put a link below so you can check it out. And what we've done with Impactors, with this business, we've taken personal development, we've taken business, and we've taken social business, social entrepreneurship, so 3 different ideas, and we've blended them all together to create Impactors. So you can just go check it out, but it's really a blend of 3 different, completely different concepts. That's one example. Have you got another example too?
Yeah, another really good example is the Collective magazine. If you've read that, it's Lisa Message's Collective magazine, and what's really interesting about that is, you know, I remember hearing the story of how that came about, where she was looking at a lot of the fashion magazines and sort of pop culture magazines, and she was really bored with the gossip of it, but they were beautiful magazines that are nice to flip. And then on the flip side, she's looking at some of the entrepreneurial magazines, and great stories, great articles, but in truth weren't that attractive, and you didn't want to flip through them and really look at them. So she took fashion and business and smooshed together, and hence out came a new form of media, the Collective magazine. So that's another really good example.
Yeah, and maybe even I give you one that is completely out there, that is not, well, I guess it is a business, but years and years ago, Ice-T, the rapper, he produced a CD which was heavy metal and rap. So taking a completely different style and adding rap onto it, and that's idea sex, and it created something completely new. So that's obviously, you know, another idea. You had one more.
Yeah, definitely. And I think sometimes, you know, if you've got a business that's a little bit more conservative, you might think, well, this doesn't really apply to my business, but in actual fact it does. There was a financial services company, financial planning. So that's financial services is relatively a bit conservative. But what they started to realize was that, you know, money can be a boring topic, or it can be an exciting topic. So what they decided was, let's make it an exciting topic by going to the personal development world and looking at, you know, creating a great life, the wheel of life, and really bringing personal development topics into what was normally quite a boring thing, budgets and all of that sort of stuff. They smushed that together to really create a lifestyle brand, which happened to really give you great financial service planning tools and all of that sort of stuff. So just don't think that it only relates to really out there businesses. It can relate to any business, and that's why ID Sex is so cool, because you can utilize it for absolutely anything.
Exactly. So I think you get the gist of how this works. So what I'd like you to do now is, from now on, think about when you come up with ideas and you're brainstorming for maybe a new marketing campaign or a new way to get out there. Maybe when you brainstorm, take 2 of your ideas and see if you can make them have sex together, and then see what comes from it. And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how you're applying this concept, and I'd love to hear what comes from it. So please feel free to share this video with anyone that you want to, and also feel free to share your thoughts below. And as always, we love you.
We love you.
See you later.
Oh my God, Franziska.
What?
Did your top just have sex with a cat? Is that why we're furry?
It's a bit hot.
It's really a bit warm, and plus I feel like a Yeti in this.
All right,
I think
let's take them off. 1 sec.